What's up, boys? So the Amazing Lucas made a very shitty video like he always does. This time he's talking about how Call of Duty is not gonna be an Xbox exclusive, which I'm pretty sure every single person besides the most hardcore Xbox fanboys already knew. And he's also gonna talk about Bungie being purchased by Sony. Now, I'm not as exaggerating when I said this is probably one of the Amazing Lucas's dumbest fucking videos, because he clearly still hasn't learned how to use Google and like search up shit on the internet to check if what he's saying is even true. But anyway, let's get into the fucking video.
Or little Xbox. Oh my goodness. So, I'm sure many of you guys have heard the news by now. Recently, Microsoft made a nothing burger acquisition in buying Activision.
Yeah, definitely, man. The biggest acquisition in video game history is definitely a nothing burger. You know how many IPs Microsoft got from that purchase? You realize that after that purchase, Microsoft or Xbox will be the third largest video game company, right?
And many of these Xbots, and I can't blame Xbox users, right? They have an IQ below room temperature because, they're too busy going to gay parades and, painting their fingernails with Master Chief nail polish.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, Lucas, I just want to know how being gay affects one's intelligence. Because for as far as I am aware, it doesn't. Now, I know that you put in the Seinfeld funny clip where he goes like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but like you still directly compared Xbox users' IQ to the fact that Xbox does like gay pride shit. Like, please explain how that's related. Also, if we're gonna talk about how Xbox gamers are gay or whatever because they have nail polish, motherfucker, you're wearing diamond earrings. It's the gayest shit I've ever seen. Come on.
Okay, while they go into their Xbox fridge and get some Mountain Dew to play, well, I don't know.
Yes, the classic Xbox has no games joke. Still definitely works in 2022. Like, come on, either at this point he's just intentionally ignoring Xbox exclusives, or he's just genuinely mentally retarded. Hey, maybe it's those diamond earrings, maybe that's bringing down his IQ, because apparently, according to the Amazing Lucas himself, if you do something that's considered to be even slightly gay, your IQ must be lower than room temperature. I mean, it's what he himself said, so...
Nevertheless, what many of these individuals were under the impression was that Call of Duty was going to be an exclusive. That, hey, they put out to me like, hey, Lucas, they said,
this is with the agreement, okay? After the contract, all right, Lucas? Now, what happens after the contract is up, all right?
I kid you not, this is what these, these simpletons, these dolts, these morbidly obese, just deviants, this is what they believe. They believe that Microsoft was going to make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, so again, can remember that when it was first announced that Activision was going to be purchased by Microsoft, almost everybody already knew that Call of Duty was going to stay multiplat. And yes, I know that right now there are a bunch of retards on Twitter crying about it, because for some reason they did think that COD was gonna be exclusive, but I hate how the Amazing Lucas is pretending like his side, like the PlayStation side and the PlayStation fans are way superior, even though when PlayStation bought Bungie, everybody was crying about the fact that Destiny 2 was gonna stay in multiplat, and that the company would essentially stay basically independent, which means that future games of Bungie will probably also be coming to Xbox and other, platforms besides PlayStation. So it's kind of hypocritical for him to criticize, Xbox fanboys for acting this retarded when PlayStation fanboys like himself act just as retarded.
I'm sorry. Now, us high IQ PlayStation users, we already knew that wasn't going to happen, okay? We
Yeah, man, these intelligent PlayStation fans who shit on Microsoft when they do literally anything at all, they already knew this. they were definitely not just shitting on Microsoft for the sake of shitting on Microsoft and happened to be correct this time. Because, you know, you remember when Microsoft purchased Bethesda and all the PlayStation fanboys, including the Amazing Lucas, were saying that Bethesda games were never gonna be exclusive to Xbox, that would just make no sense, and then it turned out that they were gonna be exclusive to Xbox. There is no such thing as an intelligent fanboy. And it's just hilarious to see the Amazing Lucas pretending that him and all the other PlayStation fanboys are so much more intelligent than the rest of the gaming community, because they figured something out everybody already knew since day one. Literally, when this news came out, everybody was already talking about how Call of Duty was probably gonna stay multi-plat.
Unfortunately, we laugh at these simpletons. It's natural, right? When stupid, you know, has a baby with mediocrity, well, you get an Xbox user. It's...
Honestly, it sounds a bit more like your fucking YouTube channel, man. How many subs do you have? Like almost 400k, and you only get like 10k views a video? It's not very good, now is it? I mean, you're literally bleeding subscribers. You lose 1,000 subs every single fucking week. It's almost as if your viewers have finally figured out how fucking dumb you are and are now mass unsubscribing from your channel.
That's, you know, the circle of life. That's how it works, all right? Now, what these simpletons, you know, these feeble-minded, vapid cretins failed to understand was that their acquisition, which was a nothing burger, I know the biggest in history, but until this acquisition produces something of value for the Xbox user, well, it's a business deal. I don't know what to tell you.
But you do realize that eventually, you know, when this purchase goes through, shit is gonna happen. I don't even know why I have to explain this, because it's so retarded that he's like, oh, this is a nothing burger, man, because nothing has come of it yet. Yeah, that's with every acquisition. What? Yeah, the Bungie acquisition is a nothing burger, man. Nothing's come from that yet. It's just a nothing burger. Sony buying Bungie, not relevant at all. Nothing has happened yet. That's such a dumb fucking thing to say. You literally acknowledge that it's the biggest acquisition in gaming history and then follow it up with, oh, but it doesn't mean anything.
The whole purpose was to create new IPs. You know, like Gunk and Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, so first of all, there's nothing wrong with Gunk and Sea of Thieves. They're fine games, they're pretty good. But I like how he just brushes over all of the other new IPs and also brushes over IPs that have been brought back from, you know, laying dormant for a couple of decades. But yeah, since he's not gonna mention them and just pretend like they don't exist, I'm just gonna mention some of the new IPs for Xbox. You know, you have Scorn, Avowed, Grounded, Starfield, Redfall. Those are just some of the new IPs, and of course they're reviving a bunch of IPs like Fable and Perfect Dark, but none of that matters, right? Because the Amazing Lucas says so. None of those games matter. Here, look at Gunk. Isn't Gunk funny? It's an original game that's actually kind of creative, unlike most PlayStation exclusives. But hey, it have funny name, haha.
I'm sorry, but you know, that's really what they have to look forward to, you know, hot sellers, game of the year contenders like Gunk. You know, that's the new IPs that Xbox is looking to give to their audience. Now, hey, to each his own, I'm sure they're having loads of fun playing Gunk right now while we're playing Sifu, but hey, I'm not gonna knock it. You go and have all the fun you want, all right, while you're kissing your mom and farting in the bathtub. I don't judge. This now leads us to the story everyone's been wanting me to talk about, and that is the story of PlayStation purchasing Bungie. Now, Xbox are losing their minds. They completely lost their minds. They went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I think some of them actually, you know, took their own lives, unfortunately, RIP, over this news.
Literally the only people I've seen getting upset about this purchase are PlayStation fanboys, because either they think that Bungie is a shitty studio who only makes bad Destiny games, or they seem to think, or they're upset that Destiny 2 stays a multi-plat and that Bungie basically gets to act as an independent studio. I also saw a lot of PlayStation fanboys get really happy because they're so intelligent, like as the Amazing Lucas says, that they for some reason thought that because PlayStation had bought Bungie, that PlayStation now owned the Halo franchise. And then when they realized that wasn't true, they went straight back to hating Bungie and Halo for some reason.
It's devastating to them, right? Bungie, who created, Halo, which is literally Xbox. Halo is such a big figure. Like he is Xbox, right? He's on the cover of the Xbox, right? Think about that. Think about how that's so sad. But nevertheless, right?
I mean, yeah, Bungie technically created Halo, but the people who worked at Bungie when they were creating Halo don't work there anymore. Also, Microsoft now owns Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot, two of the biggest PlayStation icons of all time, and that's actually owning the IPs, not just owning the studio who used to make the IPs, but now doesn't have the rights to them anymore.
We acquired Bungie.
Okay, so apparently Amazing Lucas is still doing the we thing, where for some reason he seems to think that he's part of PlayStation. You're not. You're just a guy who bought a PlayStation, that's all. You have nothing to do with the company, you have nothing to do with Sony. You didn't buy Bungie, you weren't involved in any way. PlayStation or Sony bought Bungie.
Here's the thing. I know many people are celebrating it, but I am not one. I think this is a horrible, horrible business choice by PlayStation. Absolutely horrible, okay? Because I guess I'll tell you guys, okay? I'll tell you guys the truth. Something that some of you Xbox users don't know about us PlayStation users is that we have too many games. We have too many games. PlayStation is constantly giving us new games.
So this is another of Amazing Lucas's hilarious bits that he does. It's very funny, especially when you realize that it doesn't work at all. That just makes it more funny, also more pathetic. The reasons why the joke doesn't work is, obviously, number one, Xbox has more upcoming exclusives than PlayStation has, so... And the Bungie acquisition, nothing has come out of that yet, and by the Amazing Lucas's own logic, it's a nothing burger. And the same way that Activision acquisition is a nothing burger because nothing has come out of that either. But anyway, he continues this hilarious bit for the rest of the video, and I really don't want to subject myself or you to that any longer than I have to. So this is the end of the video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.